Good morning, YouTube. Mono McCoy here. So, as you can see, I'm on the Gixxer 750 and my F light is on. So this video basically is going to be dedicated to inexperienced motorcyclists such as myself who's thinking about buying a bike. I suggest do not buy a used motorcycle. So I'm just going to tell you a story of my experience with the Ride Now in Surprise, and that's actually who we're passing now. So 2 months ago I bought a Gixxer 750 after having a KLX 300 for about 600 miles. It was 2017. I had under 10,000 miles on it. I was kind of skeptical of buying a used bike just because I had bad experience of a used car. Salespeople basically told me that the motorcycle was brought up to Suzuki standards and whatnot, so basically telling me like everything was fine with the motorcycle. So you know, I ended up trading in the KLX 300 and I bought the Gixxer 750, and so far I've been loving it. Now I'm not mechanically savvy at all, so I really have no clue what to look for when it comes to just used vehicles whatsoever. So I was just pretty much just like trusting the salespeople. Like, I'm in sales myself, but I sell with integrity, so I just expect others to do as well, which was my mistake. So I bought a pre-service package just like for this bike. So after I drove it for about like 1,700 miles, 11,000 miles hit, so I took it in just to get this 11,000 mile service, which I wasn't even sure if I should do just basically because like I just had the bike. Like they should have already did the oil change and all that stuff already, but you know, I just wanted to be sure. So they took the bike, they did everything you're supposed to do on the 11,000 service, and got my bike back. I was very happy. I was riding it around and felt much better. And the next day, the FI light came on. So I'm just like, well, that's weird. Like, just got serviced yesterday. So I did like a walk around on my bike just to see if like there's any leaks or stuff, because that's pretty much the only thing I'd be able to do since I really don't know anything else. Just trying to see if there's anything obviously wrong, because the bike felt great. I noticed bolt on the fairing is gone, so it was just like flapping around, so they forgot to put it back on after doing the stuff that they're supposed to do for my bike. And so I called them up and I basically told them, I was like, oh hey, just got the motorcycle back, FI light came on, basically everything that I told you guys. They told me to come back in 6 days just so they could look at the bike, just to make sure that yeah, everything was okay, because really everything felt great. I was thinking maybe they just forgot to reset something, I'm not sure. So they had my bike for like a couple of days. They gave me a replacement battery, which also, do not buy the battery replacement plan, that is also BS. And do not buy the extended warranty as well. So what they told me was the reason why the F light is on, they said everything is mechanically sound with the bike, but because there's a custom exhaust on it, they said they don't know what I did. They're not sure if I put it on or not, which I didn't. I bought the bike as is. Like I said, I don't know anything about them. I wouldn't touch it like that. But they said there is some type of part missing, or some kind of parts missing, I guess, which is just like causing the FI light to come on. But they said everything's mechanically sound. They said if I bought like a servo buddy, they'll be able to install it for like 100 or something bucks. They said I could find the part on Amazon because they can't order it. And it's honestly like, it just put a bad taste in my mouth, just like the used motorcycles, because I also bought like the extra warranty and all that stuff just because of what they said like verbally, but it doesn't even cover any of that stuff. It really just like covers just like the stuff where the manufacturer did. But because of whomever owned this bike before did customizations, who's to say if it's not working because of the customizations or if it's not working because of the manufacturer? So I mean, I just have to spend extra money to maybe see if just to get this light off. So if I bought a used motorcycle, if I bought a new motorcycle, I wouldn't have had that problem. Like, of course, I would have paid like a little bit higher fees and whatnot, but people don't know those are negotiable, especially if you have a little bit of leverage and if you're level-headed. But it's just kind of worrying that when they like buy used bikes, they only like, you know, do like the standard stuff that you're supposed to do as far as oil changes and all that stuff. They don't really check to see, I don't know, I guess if any customizations like did anything like with the bike. Now they said they couldn't really do anything like with it because the FI light came on like 2 months after having the motorcycle, which they were like, you know, that light wasn't there when we had it, which, like, I admit, like, that's kind of weird. But again, I'm just like a daily rider. I don't do anything crazy. I didn't change the exhaust. I literally just bought the bike. I've been riding around like normal, did the maintenance, so FI light came on and all this stuff. So pretty much they said everything should be fine after they just like put in that part, but the thing is, like, I really just like lost all confidence in the motorcycle that I have right now, just because I feel like if they actually do look over that stuff, they would see like some type of part was missing for the exhaust. You know what I mean? So they did try to help like as much as they could with what they could do legally. But honestly, like, even if I do become mechanically inclined to decide the future, probably will still never buy a used motorcycle, just because you honestly have no clue what the people who owned it did with it before. And dealerships, they literally do the bare minimum that they can just so they can reflip it for a profit. So just the more you know, the better. I learned my lesson. Let me know, have you guys ever had any bad experience buying used motorcycles or anything from Ride Now, or maybe any other types of dealerships? But as this is my only vehicle, I'll still be riding it around until I do trade in and get another motorcycle.